My dad and I are on a quest to dominate and win trophies against each other. Also known as the Glory Hunter Challenge, we have to win the league and cup in 5 of the biggest European leagues, as well as the Champions League and Europa. Dad's recent move to Benfica was a risk, but it certainly paid off massively for him as he completes Portugal in just 2 seasons. Winning both trophies, that quickly has closed the gap in the race to complete Glory Hunter, as he has now just got 2 trophies to win. All while I'm still chasing the FA Cup to complete my trophy cabinet, as I'm currently at Chelsea. But taking over both the Benfica and Liverpool job, unfortunately for Dad, was managers that left opportunities in 2 leagues that he's not exactly searching for. Back in London, I'm making some good signings though, with Neves coming in on a free transfer as my new #1 goalkeeper for the season. However, my main target this summer was a midfielder at Brighton, 23 years old, and he looks absolutely incredible as a box-to-box midfielder or an attacking midfielder. Brian played hardball though, and it cost me a lot of money, and I really did overpay to get my man, but Josh Charlton will be a Chelsea player this season. Finally, the last incoming transfer for me was a Brazilian centre-back from Flamengo who cost just £25 million, and I genuinely think might go straight into my starting 11. Josh Charlton was certainly showing why he is worth the money though, as he scored a hat-trick against Watford from 2 direct free kicks and a fantastic solo goal as he carried the ball from centre mid, all within 23 minutes of his home debut. However, after a triumphant display, we followed it with a loss against his former club, which is rather annoying. But you're probably wondering what's Dad doing right now? Well, he's still looking for a job to pop up. Well, Dad's still no job.
No.
Still searching. Nothing's really come up. I'm still at Chelsea, so I had a nice little transfer window. I brought in one unbelievable player, Josh Charlton, and it is done quite a lot in installments. But I felt like that centre midfield position, Caicedo's of 34, 35 now. Let's bring Josh Charlton in. One of the best in the league. An England, he should be an international. How good is he? How good is this England team if he isn't getting a cap yet? He's basically Jude Bellingham. But yeah, hopefully he is the definition or the difference maker, should I say, in the FA Cup for me this season, because he's already got 3 goals in 3 games with an assist in the Premier League from centre mid. So it ain't bad, is it?
No.
That ain't bad at all. Alongside a couple of other players, a new goalkeeper, new #1 coming in from Neves, and a centre-back as well. And to be honest, all 3 of them actually get into the team. Now, the downside is Evan Ferguson is going to be my only striker. He's picked up a bit of a knock at the minute. We'll miss 3 weeks, but I'm looking at that team and I think this is a far better Chelsea side than what I picked it up.
Yep.
I just need to be careful because there's 2 or 3 players who are roughly at the right age to start teetering off. I need them to just perform for a couple of more seasons. Just get me to an FA Cup final. Get me past Spurs and Arsenal who keep knocking me out of these things, and lift that FA Cup trophy. Now, it doesn't matter how I'm doing in the league. I've started off with a loss already, and I've actually lost to Tottenham in the Community Shield. It's all about January. But, of course, Dad is going to be looking for jobs halfway through, so this one is going to be very interesting.
Could change at any time.
It could. Will a job pop up for Dad maybe in Spain or Italy? And can I finally pick up an FA Cup? Looks like Dad we still be waiting for a while. However, things aren't going very well for me at Chelsea. The losses are starting to mount up and we found ourselves very far down the league table in 13th position. And then the day came that makes my quest in Glory Hunter even harder, as I'm sacked from the manager of Chelsea, and now both Dad and I are looking for a job at the same time. Right, well, that did not go to plan for me at all.
That is a massive, massive wow, and yes, get in. Get in. What on earth happened there?
Do you know what? I think the next time we do Glory Hunter, I'm going to start in England. And I will not leave until I get that one. I don't care if you go on and complete 3 countries by the time I get the FA Cup done, because the rest of the Glory Hunter is on easy mode for me. This is the hardest challenge I've ever had. Just win an FA Cup. That's all you got to do, Luke. No, you can't even get to the 3rd round of it because your team sucks so bad they end up sacking me a quarter of the way through the season after I just won them the league. I completely destroyed the league. You can't talk. You haven't been in a job for a whole year.
I can win the FA Cup quite easily.
Yeah, but you certainly got a job. I mean, there is a job opportunity for you, which I'm probably sure that you're going to go and take.
100%. 100%.
AC Milan.
I'd be silly if I don't. It looks like Real Madrid and Barcelona are not going to come up, so all right, they're a little bit further down in the league than I would expect them to be, 8th. So Yeah, I've got to take that job.
Yeah.
Got to.
I mean, actually, because what are you focusing on in this one? Is it the Cup?
Yes, because I won the league with Roma, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah. It's
That's
quite a good opportunity. You're not in Europe.
Yeah, 100%. It's even better for me. So, yeah, I will be applying for that. But, wow, I can't believe it.
I know. Now, you're also going to see there, Manchester United is available. What a dream story. Go back to Man United, the old club. They suck now. They are really bad. I mean, they finished in 12th place. Chelsea managed to salvage a 7th place finish in the end. Aston Villa went on to win the league, so that tells you everything there.
And they lost 7 games. That's even...
Yeah.
That goes to show how bad of a season it was for
the whole league. 87 points. It's quite good.
Still, yeah, but still...
The Chelsea manager is, funny enough, Enzo Maresca, who is the Chelsea manager at the beginning. But I cannot believe they sacked me. What would make it worse is if they won the FA Cup, which I really hope they didn't. Right, knocked out in the semi-final. Thank God. That would have been hilarious.
That'd have been great.
I would have cried my eyes out. But Manchester City went on to lift it. They beat West Ham in the final. So fair play when it beaten 2-1. But yeah, that would have sucked. But anyway, Man United, yeah, they are really bad. They're down in 12th place. It just looks like whoever was there after me just never really looked after it. Ange Postecoglou, shock. 5 years he was there. Michael Wimmer actually went there for a season and was just dreadful. The squad management in this has been awful. They have one key player, Julio Roa, who you look at and go, wow, great player.
Yeah.
And he's only, 27. Look at the rest of the team. Honestly, it sucks. I think it sucks. And I don't think it's wise for me to go to. They got a couple of good players. He's not a bad centre-back. That's their striker. And I think he's a good DM, yeah. Outside of that, you're looking at it and going, not really. There's a lot of players who are quite old now, and their finances is terrible. £203 million. They got £30 million budget with 35% transfer revenue made. I don't think I'm going to go for it.
Don't you?
No. I think I might see, get to the point where I was sacked last time and see if something pops up then. Because right now, I don't think that there's anything at Man United that's bringing me back.
Me a free season here.
Yeah, basically. But I know I've got a buffer because you have to go to Spain.
Yeah.
You can't do it all at AC Milan.
I mean, the other thing is, really, you don't need to get to a team until January.
That's it, yeah. I could take a job in February, March, and they would be in the 5th round.
Yeah. That's where you got the advantage over me, where I was unemployed, isn't it?
Yeah. So. It'd be quite smart, actually, for me to go to February, March and see if anything comes up. And if they're in the FA Cup, take it still. But the possibilities of that is quite low. But yeah, I cannot believe they sacked me.
There's something wrong in it. I mean, but then look at Chelsea.
Yeah.
They sacked you and they were still in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Got to the semi-final.
And at this point, I am a multiple-time Champions League winner.
Yeah.
Won the Premier League with them so many times. I mean, my history alone, if you're looking at the managerial records, where is it? Sorry. On my profile, is absolutely absurd on the job history. Like all the trophies I win, and they sack me. I mean, I was 13th when I got sacked, but understandably, right? But I mean, I won them the league in 2 out of the last 3 years, and the season where I finished in 4th, I mean,
really shield.
Yeah, I won 3 trophies. Yeah. And they don't really count as much, but
still
trophies. Yeah.
Yes.
How many times I finished first? That's a joke, by the way. There's only 3 times where I haven't finished first. That is mental. And one of the seasons I was sacked because it was 13th. But anyway, right. Let's see what happens this summer. Maybe something pops up. Don't know.
That's such a lucky season for me.
That is a good luck season for you.
Luck here.
Well, you got to get that AC Milan job. Don't count your chickens yet. They haven't given you the job yet.
I got to get in there and job done and out again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, well, let's see if you do. So, Dad wasted no time and he applied for the AC Milan job. He also seen the Juventus manager had an insecure role, so declared interest there as well. But AC Milan can call him rather quickly with a job interview offer for Dad. I actually had 2 offers for an interview as both AC Milan and Manchester United invited me in. However, after looking at this Manchester United team, I realised they also have no budget and no value in their squad, so I said no thank you. Dad wasn't waiting long for AC Milan to offer him a contract though, and of course, he he accepted and he heads back to Italy. And he's looking to line up using the same system he did so well with in Benfica. Dad being dad though, his first signing in Milan was a goalkeeper from Mexico for £17 million. He then signed an excellent young French striker from Newcastle. He seems very good value for money, left-footed and a capable goal scorer. Taking the Manchester United job was Romelu Lukaku, who left Udinese, which was his first job in management. And Dad's new star striker was off to the races with a brace on the opening day of the season, but of course, it's the Coppa Italia that Dad needs to win. Okay, well, I'm still without a job. Nothing really came up at all for me, to be honest. The Manchester United job, obviously at the start there, was taken by Romelu Lukaku, which I thought was
yeah, he's come back to United.
Quite funny.
He never really played well at United, really, did he?
Well, everybody says that. He's a bit underrated sometimes. When you look at his statistics, he just had a horrendous first touch.
Yeah.
But he was a Udinese manager last season, which was his first managerial job 6 years after he retired. And then he's now the Man United manager. So fair play, but wasn't for me. Nothing else came up though. However, Dad, you got your wish. You got the AC Milan job.
I'm in.
You still got Kamada there. I mean, the team that you've got is actually decent, and you're back to rocking this.
I've got to go with the same tactic. It done really well for Benfica, so I'm going to try it again. The only thing I did notice, I had a few good sort of players that sort of come into the end of their career. So this has got to be like, I've got to be in and out quickly to have an half-decent side here.
You say that, end of the career. 30, Kamada, 32 is still good if you've got...
I mean, Badgie...
Your starting 11 is all basically in their 20s.
Yeah.
Coming into their prime. And you got this guy up front alongside Kamada who looks very good.
Yeah, I've got a couple of good youngsters up front, so yeah.
Obviously, you brought him in from Newcastle. He looks fantastic. And then the guy Kamada, who we all have heard about, Francesco Kamada, he's only 30.
Yeah.
So, 19 composure. Fantastic striker. Two very good strikers. You got this guy in the midfield who's really good. Yeah. World-class Belgian centre midfielder. Basically Kevin De Bruyne. And I think your team's all right. Defensively, it could be better.
That's right, yeah. They could be a little bit better, but going forward, I think I'm a really good side.
Yeah. And it's good signs, because you don't need the league, but it's good signs. You've beaten Roma 6-0, your former club. Yeah. You drew to Juve, who of course just won the Champions League very recently. So you don't need the league, you need the Coppa Italia, and this is when you'll be eventually playing it, which is in January. So again, your season doesn't start really till January, where I just need something to happen to actually find a job. So let's see if that happens, and if it does, where do I end up? Well, Dad was very much enjoying his time in Italy before he has to knuckle down and focus on the cup, but finally a job appeared for me. Because sure enough, as the winter months approached, there was a big job that appeared in Liverpool that caught my eye. Now, they have seriously dropped off in recent years and sit down in 16th place, but I'm still going to apply anyway because I'm getting desperate. They got some world-class players, including a goalkeeper and a left-back, as well as some elite attacking players too, and definitely shouldn't be as low as what they are. And that was also what was happening at Arsenal, who are only 2 places above Liverpool, and they've decided to sack their manager De Zerbi as well. After a quick glance, I decided to apply for them too, even though they have declined me in the past. According to Arsenal fans, I'm the leading candidate for the role, but first off, I have an interview with Liverpool. However, Arsenal was also asking me to come in to talk as well. Ultimately though, I thought Liverpool would be the better job choice for me, and I decided to accept their offer and take over as manager. With their attacking threats, I thought a 4-2-2 is the answer in terms of a new system this season, with the FA Cup fast approaching. However, in the third round of the draw, I unfortunately have Spurs, and of course, they are very good at the minute, and in the middle of the title race with Newcastle in the Premier League. And they absolutely battered my Liverpool side in the FA Cup 3-0 to knock us out. It's not like Dad could say much though, because his Milan side faced Sampdoria in the Coppa Italia and lost, in what was also a third round tie as well. My Liverpool side recovered well and ended up finishing in 8th place by the end of the season.
Nice.
Dad did win the league in the end, but it went down to a first place playoff against Inter Milan, in which he won the first leg 4-0 and lost the second 3-0 to become champions. Well, domestic league title, Dad, but we weren't looking for that.
No.
We were looking for cups, and you were out in the third round by Sampdoria, and at my new club, Liverpool, Tottenham again.
Getting Spurs.
Knocked me out 3-0. Absolutely battered me. I mean, the team I've taken over, maybe I should have took over the Man United job, looking in hindsight. I mean, I have finished far and away above them, 12 points clear of them. But yeah, the finances I thought were bad at Man United, they're worse here. And obviously the Arsenal job also came up at the same time. They were in the exact same place, 15th, 16th. The Arsenal job, the money's even worse.
Yeah.
Like, who has been running these clubs? I don't know. We're close to, 15, 16 years into the future now. Like, they are financially just rotten. 2 rotten clubs. And unfortunately, I've actually qualified for the Europa Conference League somehow in that, which, that's frustrating.
As far as night football.
Yeah, that's just not what you need when you're chasing the FA Cup. And as I say, this team it's not great. It's not great. But when Liverpool and Arsenal come up, you kind of go for it. The side I'm looking at, there's individuals that are decent, but I mean, the keeper's amazing. The keeper's great. You'd have an absolute field day. He'd be your best friend.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
He would be the best 100%. Man at your wedding. You'd be out with him every day. Give me goalkeeper tips, like who's your favourite goalkeeper and all these goalkeeping questions that you love. But yeah, I'm trying to go for a 4-4-2-2. It suits what they've got. Is it good in the Cups? Probably not. But I'm going into a team where their best players are high wingers. And I can't really do anything else with it. But they've got 2 good strikers. So I don't know. I don't know what to do for next season. But I managed to pull them out of the gutter compared to, 16th, finishing 8th. When they sacked their manager, finishing 8th isn't too bad. Yeah, what are we doing here? What? Come on!
I can't believe I won the league.
I know, yeah, in a playoff as well.
Oh, it's just typical, isn't it? The one I got to go there for 2 trophies. I only want one, and I win the other one. You think, oh god, and I win the harder one of the 2. Really, winning the league again, especially Inter Milan and Juventus. That's such a good. Where they finished last season. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to be looking at that and thinking, wow, what a season you just had. No, I missed out on what I needed.
Yeah, Sampdoria finishing 13th.
Yeah.
Was it Sassuolo?
No, it was Sampdoria.
It was Sampdoria.
Yeah, that's even worse, isn't it?
So another season of Glory Hunter continues. We need to get back to the drawing board. Dad's chasing 2 trophies. I'm chasing just the one. Dad started the summer picking up a very good left-footed centre-back from Valencia who is actually Italian but came through Valencia's academy. I was bringing in free transfers because I have no budget at the minute, so Smirnoff comes in first for my midfield, followed by Hamza Camps, a Dutch striker that again I got on a free transfer from AZ Alkmaar. Dad's tinkered and switched things up, going for a 4-2-2 narrow system in hopes to be better in the cup. Signing a new defensive midfielder as well from Aston Villa who cost Dad nearly £70 million but could be just what he needs. As well as a new striker from Corinthians at age 25, and the Brazilian only cost Dad just £11 million. I was making a move though for a Spurs defensive midfielder in hopes of improving my defensive stability. But when the season got underway, Dad had a difficult run of fixtures but was coming out with wins. However, I'm going to try something this season as everything else I've tried has failed in England when it comes to the FA Cup. Alright Dad, I'm being bold this season. I'm going to lock in all of my best players and hope that in the Cup they'll just... Because obviously sometimes you go in the Cup and they drop your best players to give them a rest. No. Don't do that for me. Play them.
Good idea, actually.
And I'm hoping that they just keep... And actually, to be fair, this guy's not my best player, but I want him to play more games. Nicholas Alfonso, I just think playing him up front because he has good heading ability, good passing ability, 6'4", he can definitely head a ball. Playing him up front with my new signing, who I got on a free transfer, Hamza Camps, who plays as more of a deep lying forward. I think they can strike up a good partnership up there. So that's my reasoning for it. Hasn't started amazingly well, but that's 2 draws against Aston Villa, who of course won the league recently, but an away draw to Sheffield United. Did beat Spurs though, who of course have been great recently. Knocked out of 1 competition already. Thank you very much, Evertonians. Really appreciate that from the Toffees. But I am in the Europa Conference League, which is rather annoying. So that luckily only has 6 games in the Europa League phase. So when that finishes, will be December. I'm thinking then ideal, because I'd rather be in that where I'd have to play 2 Europa League games in the January while FA Cup games are going on.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking there. You're, of course, chasing the Coppa Italia, Dad, and you've brought in a fair amount of players, or money, £96 million worth.
Yeah, I've gone for
mainly
the old
on
spine,
this guy, though.
The old spine of the team again, really, yeah. Good defensive midfielder. I've got to change my tactics, but I had to change the tactics for a reason. I lost
Rooney Badji.
I lost Rooney Badji, and I lost another winger, I think it was, the other guy that was on the other wing. They didn't want to sign new contracts, that's why I lost them. So I couldn't find good enough replacements to keep the same tactics, so I brought him in, put that player there, up there, and locking him into that position because he also plays in that position as well. So yeah, I've gone into a bit more tighter, and hopefully that'll help me out. See how it goes.
Okay, well, you've draw against your old side Roma in the opening game of the season.
Look at that. I've had a good start.
Beat Juve
Juventus have beat them,
yeah.
and Inter I beat them. So I'm looking at that and thinking, I've had a really good start here.
Yeah.
And it's one thing we always look at and find it's quite funny as well. The last friendly is always against one of the top teams in Italy.
Yeah, I don't know why Italians do that.
I've just played Juventus in a friendly. Look, two games before I'm going to play them again.
Yeah.
And it's just weird how they do that, but we always say it. But I've had a good start, so
all right.
I'm hoping this tactic's going to help me out here.
Well, Champions League, not that it matters much, but you got to play my old team Bayern Munich, my old team Barcelona, and your old team Atletico Madrid, and go back to their stadiums. So
yes.
I wonder whether you'll get booed out of the building.
I probably will, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, so we're off to the races again. We both have clubs and we both have targets in our mind. The FA Cup and the Coppa Italia. That's good start in the league. Didn't last too long though. He wasn't losing games, but in fact drawing them. He went into 1 month drawing every single league game, and that's affected his position in the table as he sits currently in 4th. Another unexpected leader of the Premier League, as West Ham this time round is opening up a gap at the top of the league after just 24 games. After a comfortable 3rd round win against Oxford in the FA Cup, the 4th round was tricky, and it was a 2-1 away win against Wrexham. But guess who I've got next? Once again, it's Tottenham Hotspur, the team that knocked me out last season. However, this time round, they are the ones struggling down in 10th place in the league. They actually sacked their manager of 9 years and replaced him with De Zerbi, which I don't know if that was a missed opportunity taking it myself, given how good some of their players are. Over in Italy though, and Dad finally takes the lead in the Coppa Italia 3rd round in the 75th minute. But what wasn't in the script was that his opponent Cittadella was equalising in the 89th minute, taking the game to extra time, when they then scored the winner and knocked Dad out, losing 2-1 despite having all of his big hitters on the pitch. However, my misery in the oldest cup competition in the world wasn't getting any better either, as De Zerbi Spurs were far better than their position in the league table suggests, and they scored 2 goals in 2 minutes, and our consolation wasn't enough to keep us in the competition. But a 2nd place finish in the Premier League behind West Ham isn't too bad, and it can't get any worse for Dad, right? Oh dear, that is not good. Oh dear, oh dear.
Lee, what are you doing? I dragged you out of the gutter, makes you win the league, and then you go and do that to me. What? Oh, God almighty, I can't believe it.
Oh, I can. You had an awful season. You laughed at me.
Yeah.
When Chelsea did it to me.
I got to the quarter. That's what done me really. I got to the quarter final of the Champions League, and who knocked me out was
Atletico Madrid.
I knew from then on I was on it. That was it.
I come out to bite you in the ass there. It was great. I mean, the Coppa Italia, you've got to be ashamed of that.
I got knocked down it's a 3rd round, I think it's classes, but it's the 1st round that we sort of go into.
That you go into, yeah. Cittadella. They're in our league, but
96th minute.
Yeah, in extra time.
Well, they equalised in the 89th minute to take it to extra time.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
So poor. I mean, you dropped points in the last 2 games, but that would have put you above Inter.
I think if you'd done Europe.
Yeah, if you'd won those last 2, you would have been in 4th place. They would have probably gone, all right, bad season, but what I find quite funny
really done me that
is how much some of the good teams have turned bad, and how like some random teams have all of a sudden turned good. I mean, you're looking at yours, Bologna and Sassuolo, 3rd and 4th. But I mean, Bologna 82 points, which is joint as Atalanta, and then you go over to Liverpool, where let's not talk about the FA Cup yet. But I finished 2 points behind West Ham.
And look how West Ham finished the league as well.
Yeah. They dominated. They were so good. I mean, that's got to be the first time West Ham's won the league. Is it ever? Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, well done.
The Hammers have gone on and won the league.
What's their squad like? Any good?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, that's the weird thing. They've got some okay players, but I didn't look at their team and go, God, I need it. But Rob Brain, I've recognised straight away. There's a player that I remember trying to get when I was at Manchester United. When he was like really young, which I love about this now, that we're so far in that I can see regens or new gens get into 30 and go, God, I remember when he was a wonder kid. But he actually started off at West Ham there, and then had a couple of loan spells. So I remember trying to sign him at some point. But yeah, they got an okay team, but he scored 26 goals this season. This guy here on the left hand side is also a bit world class, the Danish player. So They got him from Alfire years ago and just carried on playing him. Yeah. They've just done really well. Who's their manager, I'm wondering? Because that's... never heard of him. Gerardo Senoa, who's also been the England manager in this as well. He starts off at Gladbach in real life. So, yeah, he's done really well for himself. But I don't know. If we're looking at the FA Cup, once again, it's Tottenham Hotspur who's knocked me out. I've won the Europa Conference League. Now that makes for any difference. We don't add it to the Glory Hunter, but I think that's both of us that's won it now. I think you won it earlier on, didn't you? So now we have both actually accomplished that as well. But it's the bloody FA Cup, and Ipswich Town went on to win it. Tottenham beat me 2-1 in the 5th round, so I actually managed to get quite far in, but it was an own goal that knocked me out. So 2 goals in 2 minutes, and an own goal was one of them from my left back, one of the left backs that I locked in. It's just so frustrating. At least you're in a job. I'm in a job, and I haven't got to chase 2 other trophies. Advantage is still very much in my court. They're Real Sociedad jobs there, Dad, but they're 16th place, and you need to win the title. Yeah. Lionel Messi is the current caretaker manager there. Oh my God, he is phenomenal. He is absolutely unbelievable as a caretaker manager. I'm sorry, I did not see that coming. But he has been caretaker manager. Every time somebody has been sacked from Real Sociedad, it's like, oh, Leo to the rescue again. And it's almost like, oh, we'll give Leo a chance at caretaker and bring some other schmuck in.
It's tempting to go there just to have him as my assistant manager, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like... Leo, I know you're 52 now, mate, but...
What would you do here?
What size boots do you wear? Any chance you can come on? Because, I mean, look at their team. It's okay. I recognise Scanlon straight away. Declan Scanlon. I recognise him from when he was at Leipzig.
Yeah.
There's a couple of players that ain't too bad, but I don't think there's any, like, world beaters. And, again, you're coming up against that Barcelona side. In fact, they've got a lot of money. It might persuade you because they've got a lot of, not money, they've got value in their players.
Yeah.
21-year-old there who looks really good. A good centre midfielder. He looks fantastic and he's only 28. 24-year-old, I'm selling this here to you, aren't I? 24-year-old right back. He's not too bad either. A good striker. That's what you normally like. Lionel Messi's there. You haven't got a budget, but you do have 100% of transfer revenue, which we have not been working with recently because at Liverpool, it absolutely blows, and I still only have 25% with no budget whatsoever. I'm tempted to take the Sociedad job at this point, just so you can get it. But we are in a spot of bother here in terms of the cups. We're both chasing stuff, and it ain't going to plan. So yet again... neither of us are adding any new trophies to our Glory Hunter cabinet, but you just know it only takes one season, and Dad he is still there. He is still chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
Can he catch me in this Glory Hunter challenge? Well, you're just going to have to stick around and find out. Yes, because with just 2 trophies left for Dad in 2 countries and 1 left for me, surely I can't throw this away. Or can I?